Once you hit the age of 40 as a man, the game totally changes, in my opinion. You're not that insecure, confused, attention-seeking kid anymore. But there are way too many guys that I see that are still chasing the same pointless goals that they did in their 20s. Today, guys, I'm going over a few goals that you need to stop chasing by the age of 40. Number one is being liked by everybody. Let's be honest for a second. It's hard when you're younger. You know, we don't know who we are yet. We're trying to fit in. We want people to like us. We want people to respect us. And we, a lot of times, will shift or change who we are in terms of our identity, depending on who we're around, just to be liked or to be validated. But by the age of 40, like, you're a grown-ass man. And all the things you did just to fit in or for approval when you were younger, you've got to stop. By 40, you need to know who you are. You need to embrace it. You need to own it. And you need to stop chasing the validation. What you need to chase is authenticity. And the beautiful thing is that when you actually get authentic and be who you are, you're going to attract the right people. Number two is get rich just to flex. All right? You want to buy things just to show off and make people think that you are wealthy, well-off, or successful. Something that a lot of younger dudes do, right? I know, it's intoxicating. You see people on Instagram, you see people, you know, that are flexing or showing off all the things they're buying, and so you want it. And it makes sense because you think, oh, if I have this stuff, it's gonna mean that I'm successful. And if I have this stuff, it's gonna mean that I'm happy. I can tell you from experience, it's bullshit. And the only person you need to worry about impressing financially is you. It's about freedom. It's not about flexing. Number three is chasing the perfect body. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to have the best body you can at the age of 40, 50, 60, whatever. You should, but not at the detriment to your overall health. When you're younger, you're chasing a look. You're chasing that Instagram body. You want to be jacked, you want to be shredded, you want to be lean, you want to look amazing. And so you make some bad decisions in terms of health. But by 40, you got to put that away. You've got to understand that it's more about longevity. It's more about health. It's more about flexibility. It's more about functional training. You've got to be strong. You've got to be lean. You've got to be healthy, but it's about health. It's not about just being big and jacked. And so by 40 years old, you got to stop it. I'm not saying not to try to have a good body, but you got to stop doing the stupid shit that you were doing when you were younger, because once you hit 40 and 50 and 60, you're going to realize finally, hopefully, that your health is your number one most valuable asset, which brings me to the fourth thing you need to stop doing, and that is trying to sleep with as many people as possible. If you're somebody that's out there sleeping around, sleeping with as many women as possible, this is not only incredibly lonely, it's dangerous. Now, I know that at first it might be fun. I know, because I was that guy. I was going out all the time, sleeping with a bunch of people. But honestly, it got old, and it also got lonely. I was like, what am I doing? It wasn't fulfilling. I just wanted to be in love. I just wanted to basically be able to be with somebody and not have to worry about or think about trying to get more ass. Like, I just wanted to find that person. And when I did, everything in my life got better. When I knew that I've got my spicy action at home, I don't need to worry about it or think about it, take it off the table, I was able to focus on me, on my job, on my career, on my personal growth. And that's the point at which everything started to scale. The next thing, number 5, you got to stop doing is trying to be somebody that you're not. By 40 years old, it's about knowing who you are and owning it. And knowing who you're not. Now, for me, one of the things I had to do to finally figure out like who I was, I went to therapy. I've mentioned it many times before. And the reason is because up until actually I was in my 30s, I was still struggling. I was struggling with my identity. I was also struggling with some of the trauma and the things that happened to me when I was younger, and also some of the mistakes that I made. I needed permission, basically, to be happy and to finally forgive the people I needed to basically forgive. It doesn't mean I forget, but it was about me finally owning the fact that I was in control of my future, my happiness, and my destiny. But it took me getting a third-party perspective, like a therapist, in order to really get myself over that hump. Because unfortunately, a lot of times, we don't have the tools that we need in order to basically make that leap. But when you make it, everything, once again, everything in your life gets better. For me, therapy literally changed everything. And that was a point that I can look at in my life that everything started to scale, because I finally felt good about myself. I finally had the tools to deal with some of the issues, and I was finally able to let some of the shit go I needed to let go. Guys, BetterHelp, today's video sponsor, amazing. They make starting therapy super easy. I'm gonna link to them down below. All right, I've used their service. My friends use their service. They are amazing. The way that it works, super simple. You go through my link, betterhelp.com/alpha-m. You answer a few questions, all right? The questions are designed to help basically match you with a therapist that's going to be best suited for you, given your needs, given what you're looking to do. And then usually you're going to be able to start communicating with them within a few days. And the beautiful thing that I love is that you can have therapy any way you want to, any way that's the most convenient or comfortable for you. And the cool thing is that BetterHelp allows you to change therapists at no additional cost. Meaning if you find a therapist and it's not exactly like a fit or you're just not connecting, you can change, no additional charge. The way I look at it is that therapy is a lot like dating. Sometimes you get it perfect that first time, but sometimes you got to try a few different people in order to find that perfect person that's going to basically help you get awesome. All right, gentlemen, the deal is pretty simple. You go through my special link down below, go to betterhelp.com/alpha-m. That's betterhelp.com/alpha-m. If you go through my special link, you're going to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Gentlemen, don't wait. Start today. I'm telling you, therapy is one of the best things you can do to truly change your life. Number 6 is living for the weekend. If you're somebody that is counting down until Friday, that's a huge red flag, or it should be. It means that you're not happy with your life and you're just trying to escape what you're doing Monday through Thursday, basically. You've got to try to focus on building a life you don't want to run from. You don't want to escape. If you love what you do, if you enjoy the people you do it with, it's fun. It's enjoyable. It doesn't mean you don't like your time off, but there's a difference. Number 7 is what I call revenge success. Proving other people wrong. Is there somebody in your life that you're still thinking about? They're living rent-free in your head and you're trying to do all these things to prove them wrong. Like maybe there was an ex-girlfriend that you're like, she made a mistake. Or some dude from high school that you're still thinking about and you just want to prove that you've made it. And the worst part about this, the truth is that they're not even thinking about you. They stopped thinking about you back then. Nobody's thinking about you. Nobody's worried about you. So stop trying to prove somebody wrong and prove yourself right. It's little boy energy to do that. You need to focus on you, doing the things that you need to do for you to make yourself whole, to make yourself happy. Number 8 is stop trying to be the cool guy. Cool, right? Come on now. When you're younger, you do, right? You do things to try to be cool. You want to fit in. You want to be considered to be cool. Well, by 40 years old, you got to stop making that the goal. You got to start being more authentic. Authenticity is cool. Being comfortable in your own skin is cool. Being able to laugh at yourself is super fucking cool. But trying to act like you're something or be something just to be kind of like that guy that you think everybody's going to respect or respond to, give me a break. When you start being authentic, when you start actually connecting with people because you are being you and there is only one of you and you are amazing, remember that, that's when everything gets amazing. At 40 years old, you better own it. Number 9 is chasing social media fame. Now, if it's your job, your career, that's how you're making a living, it's part of your business, then cool, go with it. It's worked out for me. But if you're just some person that's trying to get a bunch of attention or you're posting things just to get a bunch of likes, honestly, by 40 years old, what's the point? The less time you spend on social media, the better, I promise you. It's not doing you any favors when you get a bunch of likes or people are like, oh, that's cool. Stop it. Just stop it. It looks a little pathetic, honestly, in my opinion. When I see some 45-year-old woman with big fake tits trying to be an influencer, it's give me a break. Get over it. Get over yourself. And last but certainly not least, number 10 is trying to make your parents and your friends and your family happy. When you're younger, a lot of times we do things because other people want us to. And this is the reason, in my opinion, why a lot of men have midlife crisis. They finally are like, yo, I live for this. I live for my parents. I live for my wife, my kids. I did what was expected, but I never did what I wanted. I never did what was in my heart. And then they go out, they bang their secretary, Brenda, and they get a sports car, and everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. No, I can believe it because they were finally true and honest with themselves. By 40 years old, you've got to be true and honest with what you want. It should start sooner than 40, but by 40, you've got to understand that life is short, and that's one of the other things. Once you hit your 40s, you start seeing a lot of people around you start passing away. You start having health issues. Your body starts to change. You start looking around and you're like, yo, I don't have forever. 40 years old, it's time. It's time for you to finally embrace what you want in life. You have no obligation to make anybody happy other than you. You, not them, you. Guys, your 40s can be your most powerful and impactful decade of your life, but you've got to stop focusing on the things that don't matter, don't move the needle. You've got to drop the dead weight and focus on the things that will make you healthy, happy, successful, and confident. Gentlemen, I believe in you. I think you're amazing. And before you go, drop me one of these to tell the algorithm to suck it, because you're awesome.